All right. Okay. We are live. Hi, everyone. It's Global Scholarships, and I'm your host, Az. I hope you're all doing well. And today, let me hang on. And today we are here with another weekly live stream. I'm here joined by Eamon. Hi, Eamon. How are you? How are things going?
Hi, Ez. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm also doing fine. Everyone, hi. So if you're new here, we do a live stream on every Friday. We go through a couple of scholarships opportunities that we picked for this week that are open right now for applications. And if you if you have any questions, it's kind of a Q&A too. Like, you can come and ask questions, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. We are doing these live streams on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching this on Facebook and you're interested in like scholarship stuff or studying abroad, we also have a YouTube channel that we share a lot of informative stuff. You might want to head over there. Also, before we start, let me just show you our, if you're new, let me just show you our search tool. This is globalscholarships.com. This is just our front page, right? And this is a free search tool for scholarships. You don't have to pay, you don't have to register, get an account or anything. You can just go to our homepage and type anything here in our search tool. Let's say business, right? Let's type business and click on business, and boom, our search tool will give you, as you can see, nearly 4,000 different scholarships, right? And then you can filter them by using maybe your bachelor's, maybe your master's, right? And then if you have a preferred location, for example, if you want to study in Austria, in Canada, you can choose those either. Maybe like scholarship type, you're only interested in full funding scholarships, you're only interested in full tuition scholarships, you can just use our filters. It's a great tool. I use it all the time to find scholarships to talk to you about, and I really strongly advise you to check it out. globalscholarships.com. It's completely free. Anyway, so again, this is kind of a Q&A live stream. I'm gonna go over a couple of scholarships today. We're gonna talk about them, but at any point, guys, if you have any questions, they don't have to be about the scholarship we are talking about. They don't have to be about the school we are talking. They can be about anything, like in general, studying abroad. Maybe you have a situation, maybe you have a problem, maybe you're interested in, maybe you have a question that you cannot seem to be able to find the answers on the internet. Just feel free to ask them anytime you want, okay? Other than that, I'm going to start our live stream right now with our first scholarship of the day, which is, it's foreign student scholarships at Daya University in Taiwan. So this is for bachelor's, master's, and PhD students. Now, usually a lot of universities in both China and Taiwan has these one scholarship. Like a university, just a single scholarship, but that scholarship covers like bachelor's, master's, like all degrees, and they are usually kind of multi-tiered. As you can see, they have like class 1 and class 2 scholarships as well. So this is one of them. It's in Daya University in Taiwan. It's full tuition. We're going to see what it covers. There are no specific nationalities or subjects. This is like one of the most kind of surprisingly frequent questions we are asked. Hang on, let me share the link, by the way. Like, a lot of people come to our live streams and ask about, like, for example, I'm from this country. I'm from Turkey, for example. I'm from maybe Kenya. Hi, like, are there any scholarships for me? Usually, a lot of these scholarships do not specify a specific nation. Like, for example, this is just for every nationality out there. Very few of them do have specific nationalities. This is for, as you can see, the deadline is on 26th of July, so you still have time. Now, what it covers, as you can see, this is kind of a multi-tiered scholarship. Like, first tier, you can say, like, for undergraduates and masters, and then you have another one for PhD, right? And both of them are divided into different classes. So, like, if you are undergraduate or masters, like you are one of these, like if you get a class 2 scholarship, it just covers half of your tuition. If you get class 1 scholarship, it covers your entire tuition fee. This is for undergraduates and masters. But if you're a PhD student, then you get other 2 classes, and class 2 covers your full tuition fee, and class 1 covers your tuition fees and gives you about 40,000 new Taiwanese dollars, which is about $1,200, like $1,200, which is not that much. Maybe like if you're studying in the United States, but Taiwan is not that expensive a place to live in. So I think this is a very good scholarship. It covers quite a lot of things and it gives you a stipend. Now, let's see about the university a little bit, right? This is not a very large university. As you can see, it's just one scholarship. It's in Taiwan. You can get more information about our page, about the school. As you can see, we have the admission information here. We have deadlines here. And we have tuition fees. As you can see, tuition fees are already not that high. For example, if you are a bachelor student, okay, sorry, we have a question already. African student required 1 year tuition fee for Korean language. I'm not sure I have understood the question, Ayman. Maybe did you get that? Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So, are you looking for to study like the first year to study Korean and then do your degree? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, if you can be a little bit
because
more specific. Sorry.
yeah, Korean universities generally give out scholarships based on language proficiency. So it's either your IELTS, TOEFL score, or TOPIK for Korean language. So you can get a full tuition scholarship based on that score, if that's what you mean. If you mean that you're taking like a preparatory year where you study the language first and then do your degree, I am not sure if that's an option in Korean universities. Like I can't say for sure that it is. I know that it's an option in many European countries, but I haven't seen that when it comes to Korean universities, but it could very well be an option.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ayman. Again, if you can be a little bit more specific, we might be able to help you better about this one. All right. So, okay. Now this, again, as you can see, for example, if you're an undergraduate student, it's just $4,000. But even if you get like class 2 scholarship for undergraduates, it will cover the half of it. So you will pay just $2,000 a year, which again can be unaffordable for a lot of people, but compared to other countries, compared to other schools, it's way more affordable. So this is the university. If you want to see where the university is, you can just check it out here and see the university. Again, you can see it's in Taiwan here, and this is the university. Not an extremely high ranking university, but it's quite affordable. It's like if you want to study in Taiwan, it might be quite a good pick. Also, how about like how expensive it is? Maybe you're wondering. We can look into that here. Wait, hang on. What am I doing? Sorry, this way. I think I confused the website. Sorry, my bad. Okay, as you can see, Taiwan, like the greens are here more affordable ones. Lower cost of living. Red ones, like the redder it is, it's more expensive. So as you can see, Taiwan is not that expensive. As you can see here, kind of close to where we are, like where the school is. It's about, let me just change to USD, right? No. Okay, as you can see, it's about $750. Which is like compared to a lot of other countries. For example, if you want to study in maybe in Japan or South Korea, it can be more than 1,000. Like it could be twice this amount. So it's quite affordable compared to a lot of places. So this is the university. Not a high tuition fee, not an expensive place. So there are some specific eligibility criteria for this one. So at least you have to have some equivalency, so some proficiency in English or Chinese, or either like native speaker or graduated from a school where English or Chinese is the language of instruction. Like in China, for example, some scholarships are just for people who are studying Chinese or just for people studying in English. So this is kind of an hang on guys, just I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to turn on the fan. I'm sorry about the noise, like if you're getting a noise, but it's crazy hot here. So anyway, so this is the university. If you want to learn more, you can just click here to go to the university's website. No, let's not. Now I'm gonna start by one thing that Eamon always emphasizes on every live stream. As you can see, when I got to this page, it asked me to translate. Now, for a lot of universities in, for example, China, Taiwan, maybe in Asia, like some of the pages in English, like English versions of the website, are not that frequently updated. So it might be a really good idea to just go to the Chinese or like the original language website and use maybe translate, maybe like use the like tools that your web browser gives you to translate and see more more recent updated information. So as you can see, we have application period. These are the colleges that you might go, and like the amount of money, like tuition fees and etc. If you want to get even more information, they have the admission handbook here. You can click on it and it will take you to a PDF file. This PDF covers pretty much everything, as you can see, like from when to apply, how to apply, who can apply, language of proficiency, requirements, admission, academic programs, and as you can see, the scholarship information. You can go and learn even more. So yeah. Anyway, this is the scholarship. It's foreign student scholarships at Daya University. It's kind of a, in my opinion, generous scholarship for a place that isn't already that expensive to begin with. So yeah, it might be a good idea. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one, perhaps?
I mean, I think you covered everything. I think one point that probably needs a little bit of clarification when it comes to the eligibility criteria. You don't have to be all of them, so you just have to be either a native speaker or graduated from school where English or Chinese is the language of instruction. So yeah, people need to realize that you just need to meet one of these criteria to be eligible and not all of them. And that's a point I thought needs clarification, because to me as a reader, it felt like those are all the eligibility criteria, but it wouldn't make sense if it's all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only point that needs a little bit of clarification. The deadline is still a little bit far, July 26th for the fall semester. The spring semester deadline has passed a long time ago, but students who want to apply for the 2024 fall semester still have some time to apply.
All right, thank you very much. And again, this I'm sorry if I made it sound otherwise. Like this would be like either one of them. Like, because if you're a native speaker of English or Chinese, it would really make no sense to also ask you to be graduated from a school where English or Chinese is the language of instruction. Yeah. So anyway, guys, if you have any other questions, I don't see any other new questions. But again, if you have any questions, they don't have to be about these scholarships we are seeing here. They can be about anything related to studying abroad. So just feel free to ask them anytime you feel like. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our next scholarship, which is... Oops, sorry. Hang on. Just let me copy the link. Oops. Yep, here it is. Finally. It's STEM scholarship at Songyunwan University in South Korea. I know a lot of our viewers are interested in studying in South Korea, but it's quite expensive. Like living costs are like quite high, for especially this is in Seoul, and Seoul is quite expensive. And the tuition fees, even though they're not extremely high, they're not like on the levels of United States, Canada, or like Australia maybe. They're still higher than Taiwan, for example. Anyway, so this is for master's and PhD students. It's full tuition. There are no specific nationalities for this one, but again, like as you would understand from STEM scholarship name, it's for engineering and medicine. And the admission deadline is July 31. What it covers up to 100% of tuition fees and 600,000 South Korean wons as initial settlement fund. So like you could get there and settle. Oh, okay. Hi, we have a question. I'm a grade D 11th student, and how can I get scholarship in Europe as an African Ethiopian student? I have the average 85% out of 100. Again, as you can see, like some of our viewers are asking specifically. First of all, thank you for the amount of information, like specific details you give us. This make it really much easier for us to help you. And as you can see, a lot of these scholarships don't have a specific nationality. So in Europe, like Europe doesn't offer that many scholarships as well. But if you want, like, you can just go here and look into, for example, if you have a specific country you're interested, you might look into those. Like, I'm not sure how competitive scholarships you need to be aiming at, targeting with that average. So Ayman would be a better, like, would give us a better idea on that. Ayman, what do you think?
Yeah, so Europe is a little bit too too big to narrow it down. But I have met with a lot of recruiting agents in European countries, and nowadays the regulations are very, very harsh when it comes to international students. So right now, getting a scholarship doesn't even guarantee a visa to the country. So universities no longer offer scholarships for students in countries where they know it's hard to get a visa. So that's one factor that everyone needs to keep in mind. Another thing that you can just note is that education in some European countries is free, even for international students. Namely, in Germany, it's extremely cheap in France, in public universities, of course. So there's a select number of universities that fall under Campus France. So that's the body that governs these universities, and it's probably around 400 euros per semester that you need to pay. So I would assume you don't need a scholarship for that. Um, Other than that, there are countries where you can study for free, but you have to do it in their native language. So if you want to study in English, you have to pay. And as you said, most universities in European countries don't really offer scholarships that often, and when they do, they just offer a limited number of scholarships to the top applicants, so they're always very competitive. Um, so if you want to study in Europe, you just have to probably go to countries where education is free. So you'd have to cover other expenses, of course. But I would say that that's the best option that is realistically available to most people. Um, Aiming for scholarships is always good, but there is no guarantee that anyone would get them. So you'd have to just be within the top 1% of applicants. And that's not always an option for everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayman. And again, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. If you want to give us more like information, more detail about, or ask about any other like feature element of your situation, just feel free to ask them. Again, thank you, Ayman. So yeah, back to this scholarship. Again, as you can see, 600,000 South Korean wons for initial settlement, and then you can get extra scholarships during the research semester if you're a PhD student, not for masters. So it has some eligibility criteria. An incoming international master's or PhD student at SKKU enrolled in programs from the natural sciences, engineering, and medical departments, of course, since it's a STEM scholarship. So anyway, the school is in Seoul. As you can see, there are other scholarships as well, 4 other scholarships, and you can get more information about the school, like deadlines here, tuition fees. As you can see, it's not as low as Taiwan, which was like about $4,000-5,000. This is about like $10,000-15,000, but this scholarship covers that. But I believe like if you want to study in Seoul, your main problem actually, yeah, I mean, probably like living in Seoul would be potentially more expensive than this as a student. So yeah, you should have a plan for covering your financial costs in there. If you want to see the university, let's just go and look at it here. Oops, here it is in Seoul. This is social sciences, this is natural sciences. Let's look at this one. This is the university basically. This, of course, like there are other programs as well, but this scholarship covers just the STEM programs. So anyway, this is the school, and if you want to learn more about the scholarship, you can just come here and click here and go to the university's page. Again, like I believe Ayman says, like South Korean universities are kind of better at this, like updating their information on their like English websites. But still, I think it would serve to like just go to the original website and then using Google Translate to get more information, more updated recent information. As you can see, this is the scholarship. There are other scholarships as well. Like here we have merit-based one for merit-based for graduates, general scholarships, but this is the one we are talking about. As you can see, it has like you need to be recommended by a professor, and like GPA is kind of high, quite high. So yeah, here's the eligibility criteria. Other than that, there's not that much of a information. So yeah, that's basically it. It's STEM scholarship at Sungkyunkwan University. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yes, just concerning that last point where I said that South Korean universities are better at this. So this is just one example where they're not, because I think yesterday I checked this very scholarship and I went to the Korean website and it's no longer there. So
Oh,
I think, yeah, that's one example. I mean, unless I completely missed it, but I checked their admission guide and it wasn't there. So unless they just
forget about it, maybe.
renamed it
Okay.
maybe. But yeah, I couldn't see it. I only could see the merit-based scholarships that students can get upon admission. But this one I just couldn't find.
All right. So, like, I guess we need to give a disclaimer here, guys. The scholarship might not exist anymore. Just be aware of that. But it was here. Like at this point, the point of this live stream, it was here. Anyway, so I don't see any new questions on YouTube or Facebook, so I'm going to move on to our next scholarship. But again, at any point, if you have any questions about studying abroad or scholarships, how to get scholarships, just feel free to ask them whenever you feel like it. Don't wait for me to like finish what I'm talking about. All right. So our next scholarship is tuition scholarships at University of Notre Dame. Don't let the name like fool you. It's in United States, not in France. It's for masters. You don't see a lot of scholarships that are like directly targeted, specific just to master's students. It's in University of Notre Dame. It's full funding. There are no specific nationalities or subjects, and the admission deadline is, as you can see, November the 1st. So you still have quite a lot of time. So it covers 100% of tuition fees and plus a stipend. So the school, it's not a large school in terms of like United States, 13,000 students. And as you can see, there are other scholarships as well. You can just click here and go to and see other scholarships. Oh, just let me share the link to here. Here, okay. All right. So, right. The school, as you can see, you can get more information here, the deadlines, and as you can see, like the tuition, like look at tuition fees. It's like $60,000 for bachelors and $40,000 for masters. Like Taiwan was about $4,000. South Korea was about like $10,000 to $15,000, and US, like this is average, by the way. This is not extremely high. It's about like $40,000. And like compared to that, by the way, like in Seoul, you might probably need more than $1,000 to like at least monthly to live there. And it would be pretty much the same here because this is not a very, like this university is not in a very expensive place either. So like your tuition fees is more than likely triple the amount of money you need to live there. So it can be quite debilitating for a lot of people who want to study in here. So the fact that this scholarship covers the entirety of tuition fees is quite good. So the university, again, it's not in a very expensive place, if I remember correctly. It's in Illinois. Here you can see. In the United States, it's not a very expensive place. Sorry, did I say Illinois? It's Indiana. Sorry, Indiana. As you can see, not a very crowded place, so it'd be much easier to live in. Also quite close to Chicago. Let me just check if I can see how expensive it is. Here we have Indiana, right? And it would be about $1,150. So not extremely high. Again, not as cheap, affordable. Hi there, you're welcome. Thank you very much for being here, watching us. Quite love to Nigeria. So this is, again, not a very expensive place, but you can see like it's nearly twice the amount of money you would need to live in like the one we saw in Taiwan. So this is the university. As you can see, architecture is a bit church-like because the university was a Christian university. It's a private school, by the way, which is why it has such a high tuition fees. So yeah, this is the university. As you can see, if you want to study in the United States, might be a very good pick for you. It's a private university. Now the scholarship, if you want to learn more about the scholarship, you can just go here on our page that I shared in the chat. You can click here and go to the university's website, right? Which you wouldn't find a lot of information anyway. So this is the one, by the way, tuition scholarships. Right? Make sure. Okay, yeah, this is the one. As you can see, like we have here for doctoral students. Here we have like master's programs. It gives you tuition plus a stipend. Yeah, pretty much the same information you might see on our page, and it says merit-based scholarships are occasionally available. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's tuition scholarships at University of Notre Dame. You don't really see a lot of full tuition scholarships in the United States, let alone full funding scholarships. and one for master students. Like usually for a master students, like best opportunities you would get would be like graduate assistantships. Even then, they are not usually like not that often given to master students. Usually they are for PhD students. So if you want to study master's degree in the United States, this might be a good opportunity for you. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so basically, as it's stated on their website, um, financial aid is guaranteed for doctoral students. So, they say almost 100% of them receive full tuition scholarships. But for masters, they don't really tell you um how many students would get the scholarship. But they're they're for the most part offering aid in form of assistantships, which, as we emphasize every week, are not offered uh before admission, but they're offered after you're admitted. So although it's full tuition, but uh, there aren't enough details when it comes to this scholarship as to whether they also uh offer financial aid before students are admitted. So yeah, so that's the only point that I can make concerning this scholarship.
Mhm. Yeah, right. That's a point you also usually like emphasize. I don't think I didn't talk about that. I think because like we don't have any graduate assistantships today. So yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, if you want to study masters, might be a good opportunity for you. I don't see any new questions. Some people are coming in saying hi. So seeing there are no new questions, I'm going to move on to our next and the last scholarship today, which is Donald D. Harrington Recruitment Fellowship at University of Texas at Austin. Let me share the link here. Here as well. Okay, now this, sorry. Now this is also for masters and PhD students. It's in University of Texas at Austin. It's full funding. There are no specific nationalities or subjects for this one. And as you can see, the deadline is October the 1st, so you still have quite a lot of time. Now it covers, it's a very generous scholarship on face value, like covers tuition fees, yearly stipend between $45,000 to $50,000, healthcare expenses, which can get quite high in the United States, and $2,000 for miscellaneous fees. You need to be included in the top 10% of all students in your respective discipline. So anyway, this is the scholarship. Now the University of Texas at Austin, it's quite a large school. I mean, not extremely large for like US standards, let alone Texas standards, because you know what they say, everything's big in Texas. There are other scholarships as well here. You can get more information about the admissions, the deadlines, and as you can see, like the bachelor's tuition fees are kind of average, like $40,000, but master's, it's quite lower than that actually. So like it's already more affordable than quite a lot of universities for master's tuition fees. And if you want to see, I mean, it's quite clear where the university is actually, but if you want to see the university, etc., this is the University of Texas at Austin. Austin is one of the like primary cities in Texas, and Texas is like kind of a rising star right now. Like a lot of people think it's gonna be the new, like, what would you say, like center of the United States. It's going to be like a lot of people think it's going to be bigger than California. And as you can see, Texas, of course, take its sports very seriously too. So yeah, this is the university basically. I mean, it's also not that expensive. As you can see, like Austin is comparatively, like it is like cost of living is here. It's scored at 68. Like when you compare it to some place in, I don't know, like maybe Washington, 83, like Philadelphia. It's not extremely high. It's about like, it's actually pretty much the same as Indiana, but Texas is a very large place. Like, so its economy is booming too. So if you want to study here, like you might also get a lot of opportunities for your career. So yeah, this is the university. If you want to learn more about the scholarship, you can just click here under the eligibility criteria to learn more. As you can see, it's pretty much the same information. As you can see, this is I think it's alumni, probably. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the scholarship if you want to study in United States, if you want to study in Austin. This is quite a generous scholarship for both master's and PhD students. So yeah. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so as you said, it's very, very generous. The fact that they give out stipends ranging between $45,000 $50,000 a year is extremely generous. I think two things are worth noting is that students who have been previously enrolled in a graduate school are not eligible. So you need to have freshly finished your undergraduate studies. And the second thing that is noteworthy is that it's offered to both domestic and international students. So that makes it a lot more competitive. So you're not only competitive against other, you're not only competing against other international students, but you're also competing against domestic students, and you have to be within the top 10% within your discipline, which is good. So you don't have to be within the top 10% of all applicants, but within the top 10%. For example, if you applied for engineering, you have to be, or let's say mechanical engineering, you have to be within the top 10% of applicants in that specific discipline, which is good. That makes it slightly less competitive, but it remains a difficult feat to rank that high because everyone would be applying to study at a university where the scholarships are this good.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of eligibility criteria, like either it's quite strict, like it's already a very difficult thing to attain and to be able to apply for the scholarship, or if it's not, like a lot of people can get it, so then you're still competing against a lot of people. Like it doesn't make your job like any easier. It doesn't make it like more plausible to get the scholarship. It will be more competitive. Like I think quite a lot of the specific difficult to get eligibility criteria kind of filters out a lot of people. So at least it has that. But if like the eligibility criteria is not that extremely difficult to get, I guess like it will be more competitive. You will still be competing against a lot of people. So yeah, thank you very much, Ayman. Again, guys, so this is it. This is Donald D. Harrington Recruitment Fellowship at University of Texas at Austin. So this was the last scholarship of the day. And if you have any other questions, just feel free to ask them. I'll give you like a minute to type in your questions if you have one. Other than that, we're gonna finish the end of the live stream here because we are done with our scholarships as well. So if you have any questions, they don't have to be about this or that or something. They could be about anything that is like related to your situation, that is related to studying abroad, in general scholarships as well. So just like if you have any questions, type in now, Otherwise, we're gonna end the live stream here. Other than that, again, we have a YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, you might want to go there. We share a lot of informative stuff. Can you tell about the study in South Korea? If you can be a little bit more specific, we can help you kind of better. But like we have, for example, if you want to learn about how to study in South Korea for free, for example, like we have quite a lot of articles and guides on our website. You might be interested in that. For example, here we have the ultimate guide for South Korea. Here we also have a video on how to make your education in South Korea free. So yeah, Eamon, do you want to say anything about this one?
Yeah, so as you said, it's a little bit vague, but if there is one thing to note about studying in South Korea is that they give out scholarships for language proficiency. So if you have a high TOEFL, a high IELTS score, or even a high TOPIK score, so if you want to study in Korean, they give you up to 100% of tuition fee. So they give you full tuition just because you scored high in these tests. So that is one thing that everyone should know about studying in South Korea. They're very generous when it comes to these tests, and I don't see that in any other country. So yeah, if you want to study in Korea, keep that in mind. The education is great, so students from all over the world go to study in South Korea. It is quite hard to get into many of the universities for South Koreans themselves, and you would expect it to be the same for international students, but I think for some reason, for international students, I think there are some spots for them, so it is, I wouldn't say it's easy to get in, but uh, it remains possible. That's what I can say about it.
Okay, thank you very much. They also ask, but this is not a good thing that I have studied in the language. I mean Korean language.
You don't have to. So it's either IELTS or TOEFL for English. So if you want to study in English, there are some students who want to study in Korean, so they take the TOPIK test. But if you want to study in English, you just have to score probably 6.5 or 7. I think that's the upper threshold for getting a scholarship. And yeah, so the point is you don't have to study in Korean. You can study in English. You need to get a high score in either TOEFL or IELTS. So I don't know if there are scholarships for Duolingo, but yeah, so I don't know if I have seen it. So it could be also an option, but the two other tests are the standard, I guess, for getting scholarships. Yeah.
So okay, I shared a couple of links with you. I think this, like the first one is like our ultimate guide article about studying in South Korea, and then the second one is our video studying free in South Korea, and the third one is all the scholarships that we have in our database in South Korea. So like if you want more information, you can just check those out. And what about Poland? Eamon, what about Poland? How about that?
Yeah, so Poland is known for actually being very accommodating for international students. and compared to the rest of Europe, the tuition fees are reasonable. Um, yeah, so scholarships are not um offered often, but the tuition fees just justify that because they're kind of low for the kind of education that they offer and for that side of Europe at least. So
Yeah.
I think both Poland and Austria are countries that are underrated when it comes
Mm.
to uh, international students going to them because the tuition fees are extremely low for the quality of education they offer.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
no, I just saw that they commented Denmark.
Yes.
I yeah, so I really don't know about Scandinavian countries anymore. So it used to be so that side of Europe used to be completely free, but the regulations changed and now uh international students have to pay for their education. Um, I don't know uh what things were like before in Denmark. So I know about Norway and about Sweden, but Denmark, I don't really know.
I think there's a bug on our website. Can you see this? Eamon? Like I picked
Yeah.
Denmark as
No,
location,
y-
and it's
yeah,
giving me a lot of other places.
I I'm pretty sure we've never done Denmark. That's why.
Oh, so
Oh,
I see. So
yeah,
we
but
do
don't
we not
quote me on
have?
that, but I'm sure.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
guess like maybe this could be fixed, like saying like there are no scholarships in Denmark that we have. Maybe.
yeah, probably.
So yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Eamon. If you have any other scholarship questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, I'm gonna end our live stream here. You're very much welcome, and thank you very much for joining us here today. Everyone watching, thank you very much for joining us today. Eamon, thank you very much for being here and answering those questions.
Yeah, thank you.
So, okay, everyone, we'll be here next week, Friday at the same time. We also do, we also have a TikTok account, like we share a lot of stuff there too. And we do also now do live streams on TikTok on Thursdays too. So if you want, if you are more active there, you might just follow us there too. Other than that, that'll be it for this week. Thank you very much for being here. And if you're watching this on VOD, on YouTube, again, or Facebook, again, thank you very much for watching. So, see you next week. Bye.